What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the GGBL. We're going to dive right into the All-Star game here today. And we'll do a little bit of sim as well and get through July 31st and hopefully August. And then we'll make this little push to the playoffs as well. So mostly the stream is just going to be for channel points for you all and to get to the All-Star game and get that done. We will turn on quick counts just to get through the entire game. I will not be doing a 3-inning sim. So no 3 innings. Actually, yeah, I don't think I want to do that because we're going to lose out on some at-bats and some innings and some pitchers and all that stuff. So we're going to do the whole game. We'll do quick counts turned on. Should pretty much only last it's like maybe 20 minutes to half an hour. But after the All-Star game, after your channel points predictions are done, we're going to do a sim till July 31st. We'll get a little stats update and whatnot, get through August, and then get into this playoff race in September, which pretty much sets us up for probably not Friday night because, of course, the show 26 comes out on Friday. Well, pretty much Friday morning. Thursday, I always like to do it like Thursday at midnight, which would therefore be Friday, midnight Friday, is when the show will release. So definitely want to start knocking some content out there. So Friday pretty much going to be a non-GGBL day. So I wanted to definitely get this in. I might even have to go live tomorrow and do a little stream on Tuesday just so we can get our playoff push here going. So without further ado, let's get into it, ladies and gentlemen, and we will go ahead and make your predictions here. Let me know who you think is going to get that dub and get that win. I think first thing for you guys to note, though, will definitely be the rosters because that was revealed in the last video. But just so you guys can get a little bit of a recollection happening here, Spencer Clark will be the starter here tonight for the AL side. He's 13-3. I think that was probably the right call there. Pretty tough to judge like who's going to win this game because as most All-Star games go, not just for GGBL but in general, it really just comes down to one pitch, one error, one mistake, one bit of aggressiveness, one bit of conservatism, right? Conservatism, not conservatism. Geez, just making up words here. But the AL lineup is very solid. I think the biggest thing with the AL is just it's got a lot of contact. There's not a lot of power on this roster. So if you like contact, if you think that's what's going to win this game, then I'd probably go with the AL side. So how many channel points are going to be awarded? I'm just going to call it 100. I know we did the All-Star game was like 300 for the final round, but I think 100 is fair. Just given that it's an entire game, but I guess you could argue you could go more because it's harder, but I'm awarding you guys a lot of channel points here, okay? So especially for Twins franchise or for GGBL 26, I don't want to like go a little, I got to be a little soft on how many points everybody's getting. But Tommy Cummings will start here for the NL side. And I don't know, I like the NL's lineup here just a little bit more. They have a nice balance of power and contact. They do have quite a bit of speed as well. I look again over at that blurred out visual on the AL side. So Haas, Von Dietrich, Juprana, and Oliver, they've got some pretty decent speed. But, everybody else down there, Anderson, Pineda, Taylor, Seavers, Cannon, like, not the fleetest of foot lineup there. So I think I'm going to go with the NL All-Stars here. That'll be my pick. I'm seeing Highway Cowboy saying NL. Vibes has got NL as well. And, of course, as you know, we will be playing in Tokyo Black. And we'll turn on quick counts, and let's get into it. All right, Cummings and Spencer Clark out on the mound. This is going to be a good one. Let me know how the audio sounds, guys, on your end here with the microphone and, of course, the in-game sound. Josh is in the house. He says, go AL. So, again, guys, make your picks for who you think is going to get that dub, NL or AL. I took the NL. I think they've just got a little bit more balanced of a lineup. AL's got a lot of contact. That's one thing that they're very good at. NL's got a little bit lesser named players, I think. Josh says, my first ever All-Star with Anthony Caproni. Yeah, that's interesting. That is very interesting. So the last in-game play All-Star game is out in Japan. Pretty interesting, right? I like it. I like it. It's a pretty cool idea, I think. Only because you got the WBC happening right now. I think it's just, it was the right time. It was the right time. The GGBL's finally gotten big. They're finally going all in on their league. I'll definitely show you guys like an intro video to the GGBL once that gets going and ready. To GGBL 26. As you guys know, it will be not the full-on custom roster. We are going to be using custom players still, but it's going to be the base Major League rosters. So most of you guys know that, but there might be some people who are just tuning back into the channel. We're tuning back into the league and really kind of want to know what's happening here and what's going on. Juke Brana can't get to this one. Lederman is on with a base hit. And that was a full count base hit by Lederman. So we got a lot of really high batting averages here in the NL lineup. Crowsley Katz is hitting .331 for the Mighty Beavs, over 1,000 OPS. It's definitely a guy with that big body. He can get into something here. And probably should have been running up there, I would have thought. It looked like he went. But full count pitch here, lefty to righty, Clark to Katz. And he got him. The sweeping curve. Nasty. Nasty. It was way out in front. Look at this replay here. Way out in front. Can't touch it. Can't touch it. So we got 2 down. Nick Vandenboom. Clark in a little bit of trouble here with the pitch count. Already up to 20 after this delivery here. 2-1 to Nick Vandenboom. Ground ball on the change. I don't know if I'd want to double. I don't know if I want to go fastball here. I'd probably go with the sweeper. Nope, he goes fastball, high and in. That's kind of his gutsy pitch here against the power hitter. He gets around on it, and goodbye baseball. How about the AL batting lineup? I'm telling you, it's contact, contact, contact. Terry Haas, 294, 331 for Von Dietrich, 338 for Juke Rana. But they got a stingy left-hander here, Tommy Cummings, for the Orlando Sun Sox. 13-2. And you know what? In the GGBL standard of pitching, a 1.82, that's already great in the major leagues. But you talk about the GGBL, that's basically like a 0.5 ERA. It's astronomical. It's, well, maybe not astronomical. That would be too big. That would be big. It would be microscopic. There you go. His ERA in GGBL terms is like quantum. It's at the quantum level. Oh, third base replacement here. Cotter. Wow, what a recovery. I have not seen that animation before. That's interesting. Cotter comes in to replace in the first inning, and I think he removed Chucky Pinkard, of course, at third base. But he makes a little bit of a bobble, recovers nicely, and gets the speedy Terry Haas at first base. Nice. So you guys have any questions for GGBL 26 coming up here? Lay them on me. I'll do my best to answer as much as I can, just because, you know, I kind of want to keep some things for surprise. If you give me just a few moments, I might be able to give you a little bit of a hint on some things too. I might not give you a direct answer, but I'll give you a hint. Man, Cummings is really tough. 97 inside, and he's still got Juke to swing on through it. Oh, whoa. How? Okay, these umps are getting a little charitable on the check swings here. Juke the goop. Highway Cowboy says, will Ricky make a return, and would it be on Richmond? You know. So what I'm going to do, Mena, I think this is probably part of your answer. Just one moment. We got 3-2 pitch. Oh, Jupe! Jupe! Oh, look at him go. He's got the sniper shot, too. Wow. Whoa. Lefty, lefty. Jupe Rada. Solo shot. Wow. I was dogging this team about the lack of power, but Jupe Rana goes solo shot. Maybe that's more so like a telescope instead of a sniper. Dang almighty, man. All right, so, hey, the AL is on top 1-0 with that solo shot. And just like that, the stadium is quiet. 1-2 here to 274. Aiden Oliver swung on a foul ball. So to answer your question there, Highway Cowboy, the custom players are going to come in after the
That's a ball.
You know what? That's actually a very tough decision, I think, because you want players to have playing time, I guess. That's a base hit there for Aiden Oliver. Yeah, so you could go about it two different ways. One, the show only lets you make a certain amount of created players from the creative player screen at the main menu. So what you would have to do is you'd have to create your player, put that player on the roster, on the custom roster, basically replacing someone who already exists. So probably like a no-name minor leaguer or something. That's how you probably do it. There's a little flip there to Cummings, and he's out. So yeah, you could either do it that way, which then they would all be a part of that fantasy draft. And in that way, you could at least ensure that, you know, the custom players would also be drafted in that way. But what I was kind of thinking was, in order to make sure that those custom players have a pathway to playing time, you would do the fantasy draft first with just the base roster, and then you would go in and inside the franchise file, you just go in and create the custom players. So that way, if Ricky Holberman was supposed to be a part of the league, then I could make sure that he's going to be playing, you know, versus like, oh, I got signed on, I got drafted by a team that's already got an all-star third baseman and I can't play, you know. So there's that balance too, because if you guys are going to get your players in too, I want to make sure that you guys have a pathway to play, you know, because you're also, again, you're using real major leaguers. Oh, we got a little pick off here. The National League is really struggling, guys. Some poor decisions happening here. Spencer Clark with the pickoff. Kellen is in the house. Welcome back, man. Welcome back. We're just chatting a little bit about GGBL 26. If you guys have any questions, maybe there's a couple things like I want to keep you guys on the edge of your seats for. But there's some things I think are okay to answer, but I want to keep a couple things under wraps as much as I can. But yeah, so I haven't completely decided. Highway Cowboy, I have not completely decided on like what I'm gonna do. But Ricky will return. Ricky Holberman will return. He will not be the aged veteran that he was when he came in. So he's going to be one of the young bucks, just like everybody else. All of your guys' custom players, if you have one into the league, will be 19 years old. Everyone will have an A potential, and they will all be 80 overall. So and plus we've also got that draft class from season 8 here that never got in to the GGBL 23. We'll get that up there in the 26. So there'll be quite a few custom players making up the gaps in the base roster, which should be pretty fun. But I am reserving 2 custom players for patrons and channel members. And everybody else, you know, you can pick one. You can pick one player that you really want to get in.
Batting it, the left fielder, Woodrow Caesar.
For channel points, of course, you gotta turn those things in. Those aren't gonna be for free. But
Ball inside.
anyway, because again, it comes down to that element where I don't want to just have anybody and everybody say, yeah, get my guy in. You know, I own Marshall Langston for Orlando. You know, I want him to be in the game into 26, but I'm never gonna watch a stream. I'm never gonna be in a live chat. You know, it's just like I don't want to reward that. I want people to to be watching the games, you know, and to be a supporter. Highway Cowboy, what if you do a one-time wheel spin draft before the season? I'm going to read this here.
Nope. 2 balls, 1 strike.
I figure you could just plug in the downloaded custom players and not have to worry about so many custom creations. The only problem is that I'd have to rely on everyone to get their guy created in 26. Because I don't think that 25, if you made players in 25, like none of these guys in 23, none of these guys, even if you put them into the vault, they wouldn't show up in 26. But you're right though. It would make things a lot easier if everybody from the community just created their guy, and then I could just download them and plop them in. But I don't think that's going to happen unless everybody's got the game early, you know, or whenever they do get it. That's another battle. But yeah, that would definitely be a lot easier is if you guys have the game, if you have 26, if you can get players in and create it and put it up into the vault, then I can just grab them and get them into that base roster. That would be ideal. But you got to have a contingency plan. You have to have some insurance. Because then you get into the mix of like, well, I don't have the game yet, and I'm going to get it for, you know, my birthday in June. And I'm like, I have a series to run. I can't wait till June. Oh, my God. I think that's what you're talking about. I'm not sure. Let me know. Let me know if I'm reading you wrong here.
Now the designated hitter.
So Grimm comes out and gets a strikeout here, and then we're back to the top of the order. Man, that screwball, his off-speed stuff, it's tough. It's very tough. Oh, my goodness. And then the split finger.
Number 21.
Yeah, it'll take some time to set up. The wheel spin draft, I don't know if I would. You're talking like just for the custom guys. Might be interesting. Although, like, I feel like you might get into some power struggles early. Like, I kind of want to set up the league in a very balanced spot. Oh, Woodrow Severs. So Lederman finally gets into one here, right? The NL looks like they're going to finally get their first run, and Severs says, not so fast. AL is taking it to the NL, man. And Katska's going to go around. Whew. 2 outs already, Batista. We're in the top 4th. This game is flying by. So if you do a fantasy draft first, and then you put the customs in on their own wheel, I think you might get into a situation where you'll get into some, like I said, some power struggles with teams. Like you'll have your clear-cut favorites or your teams that are really down, right? If they stack, right? If they have stack customs. The only way around it would be on the wheel spin just to remove any of the teams that already got a player. But you might also be in a situation where you have more players than you have teams. And if it's not an even split, like we have 30 teams and then you have 60 players, and then you could say, well, yeah, then every team gets 2 players, right? So that would be very even. But I don't really know what that number is yet. I don't know how many customs are going to be in that roster. So yeah, but anyway, it's going to take some time to get off the ground. What I think is probably going to happen is, because I don't think we're definitely not getting this season done. I don't think we're definitely not getting season 10 done, especially considering the playoffs by the end of the week. That's not happening. So I think while 26 is happening, I think what we'll do is we'll definitely keep 23 going as long as it makes sense to. So we might even do like a couple streams here and there where we'll do like a season 11 sim, season 12 sim, you know, that kind of thing. Just to keep the GGBL 23 life extended as long as possible. And I think, honestly, with the game coming out in mid-March, I think we'll probably be able to get 26 done and ready in late April. That's my goal. Most times I look back at GGBL 21. That was mostly when I wasn't real sure what I was doing or not sure how to set everything up. That one launched, I believe it was Memorial Day. So that took a long time. That was late May, Memorial Day. And we got a little faster with this one, with GGBL 23. I think it launched at the beginning of May. So that was helpful, which is kind of crazy because the GGBL 21 was like that mix of Major League and custom players, which for some reason took longer. Here in 23, it was fully custom, so you'd think that would take longer. But I also think maybe a lot to do with it was just because the team logos were already created. Like a lot of the teams in 21 were also coming over in 23. You know, Good Boys, Moonshots, LA Knights, Columbus Cardinals. Like nothing really changed as far as that. So I didn't have to wait on the logo creators to get those logos and those assets up in the vault. So that's really what kind of, I feel like that's what took the longest time
3 balls, 2 strikes.
for 21 to get going. But Highway Cowboy. Oh, yep. No, yeah, no problem, man. I didn't know you were doing a fantasy draft. Yeah. Yeah, I think that'll be the most fair way to do it. But again, it comes down to when are the customs being created? Are they being created in the base roster so they're a part of the fantasy draft, or are they going to come later? Because then you can kind of control where they go in a sense. But yeah, so we'll have all custom stadiums for GGBL 26. Every team will have a custom stadium. We won't have any team with any of like the generic MLB The Show stadiums. So none of that.
The batter number 6, shortstop, Colton Kenneth.
I think it'll be fun just to see how the
What do you got?
Corbin Carrolls of the world or the Vladimir Guerrero Jr.'s of the world will be looking in Orlando Sun Sox orange, you know. It'll be fun. It'll be fun. I think it will help, especially with connection, viewer connection, versus trying to get into a league where you kind of don't know who any of these made-up guys are. Even like the CPU dudes, you know, like these two guys, Colton Cannon and Trig Matthews. These two guys are custom players. But does anybody know who Woodrow Severs is, or if he's a custom? No, not really. Does it matter? Maybe. To some people, maybe. I think you can pretty much assume, like, who is... For those that play the game regularly, they kind of know who's custom and who's not. A guy named Woodrow. Yeah, a guy named Woodrow. Or PJ Sparbori, okay? That's definitely a CPU guy. All right, game is flying by, guys. We're already in the 6th inning. We got 4 innings left. 6, 7, 8, 9. Not a ton of offense here. Well, maybe. Foul. NL's still just trying to find a way to get going here. Receivers getting to the wall. He's got that one. So Carson Silva trying to just shut this thing down. Yes, I was just going to mention that, Josh. You're reading my mind. Silva's growth from reliever to starter. Oh, wait. Carson Silva's growth from where he started is incredible. Yeah, it really is. Those are the type of stories that I love, though, too. Like guys that you didn't really have on your radar. Custom players that weren't on your radar. Like they didn't just start good. You know, they had to grow. We've had a couple guys like that. Silva's one of them. Mel Pineda, the catcher. He's another. But the AL does look like they've got some pretty decent arms back here. They keep tossing these guys out here every inning. They've had a really tough time, but here's Pineda trying to get to the backstop. You're not going to get Tyron Rex. Unfortunately, that will go down as a strikeout on Tyron Rex's line, but the NL does have an opportunity here to get that first run on the board. Lederman flew out to Severs' last at-bat. It was a home run that was robbed. I don't know if he's going to be able to do the same thing here against Sova. I'd be looking low and away. Nope, low and in this time. Palm ball. Sova is definitely that junk type pitcher. It's not going to overpower you. Well, maybe not. 97. I take that back. My scouting report was wrong. 97. And then a palm ball. What was it? 83? That's insane. 14-mile-an-hour difference with movement. Good luck. A lot of strikeouts, guys.
Now batting, number 21.
You know, I think I should probably ask you guys for your feedback. I'd love to get your guys' feedback on a lot of stuff here with GGBL. I mean, a lot of you are regular, and I completely appreciate all your guys' support, but, you know, I would like to branch this out as much as I can to... I say this as respectfully as I can, but what's the lowest common denominator? you know, I am trying to grow this channel, and I'm trying to grow the league a little bit more. And for some people, you know, either the format or the streams or just something, you know, might not click, might not fit their liking. So I would kind of like your guys' feedback on what are some things that either you love about the GGBL, or like what are some things that you wish that I did a little bit more of with the content here on this in this league. You know, is it more shorts? Is it more like deep dive? Is it bringing back the podcast that I had? Is it more like, I don't know, is it fantasy? Is it GGBL fantasy games or something? Like what are some things that you wish that while you're watching or while you're trying to get immersed into the league, what are some things that you have kind of hoped for? Whatever, some things on your list, or are you just like a completely satisfied customer? And you're like, no, man, this is great. I love it all. Just keep doing what you're doing. And that's a perfectly fine answer too. But I would think that there's always room for improvement. So I even threw the idea out to some of my patrons and channel supporters. the idea that what if during the week, like I went live either on YouTube or like on the Purple platform. Everybody should know what that is. I can't say the words. I don't even know if that's a thing anymore. I think YouTube got rid of that. But for a while there was like a thing where, you know, the AI on YouTube videos could detect if you said the TWI word. Hey, look, hey, we got some movement here. Action on the base paths. Joe Cotter. Base hit. Tie ball game, baby. NL. They're coming back. They're coming back. Maybe NL was the right pick. Pitching's calmed down. Clutch knock there for Mr. Cotter. But, yeah. Like, doing a game in the afternoon, a game or two in the afternoon. Like, I wouldn't even be on the mic, but you would at least get some GGBL games going on in the afternoon. Just like on a GGBL off day or something. Like, I really like the GGBL Fridays for streams or for uploads. I do like that still. It just seems to be kind of a day that works for everybody. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Giuseppe Ferrari looks up at 1-1. Tie game, 1-1. Pitch count. Solo shot for Jake Taylor. AL gets the lead right back. And it's just not a pitch you can hang there, man. Ouch.
Now coming into pinch hit, number 12.
Man, just when you thought the NL was coming back, AL comes through here and
The catcher, number 34.
I jinxed him. Maybe the NL's coming back. Nope. Just kidding.
Now back, the third baseman, Don Taylor.
Nope, that's off the plate. Ball 2.
Now at first, number 12. Leading off for the National League, the right fielder, number 44.
1 ball, 2 strikes.
Oh, baby. Ferrari deep fly ball. Who's out in center field? Is that Jake Taylor in center field? He's not catching that. Oh, keep going. Round those bases hard, Giuseppe. Damn, that took him forever to get from second to third. Giuseppe Ferrari keeps rounding, rounding, rounding. Solo shot, deep center field, tie ball game. Man, you guys have no feedback at all, huh? I was waiting patiently, very, very patiently for any feedback at all.
1 ball, 2 strikes.
You guys got nothing, huh?
Nope, that's a ball.
I'm not fishing for compliments either. I'm trying to figure out if there's ways to improve the league, improve either like upload schedule or shorts or more live stream. I don't know. What is it? What are some things that, you know, you wish either I did a little bit better or something that would make the league better for you? Got to be something.
Your attention, please. Pinch hitting for the National League, number 13.
All right, so we got NL making some moves here. Goro Kobayashi gets into the game here. Pinch hit or a pinch run after that base knock. And now we got LeVar Rowe.
2 balls, 1 strike.
LeVar Rowe has been an interesting player. In his career. If I go back and look, so he used to be a good boy that got traded to New Orleans, and then now he's with Miami. So he's been an interesting guy. 32 years old, finally got a shot 5 seasons ago. He's always had a ton of power, but it's mostly the contact that's never really given him an opportunity. Kellen says, I like the Fantasy League, and the upload schedule was good. Okay. Fantasy League was popular. We might need to bring that back. Vibes. Wait, what was the question? So I was just wondering mostly, like, you know, I'm looking for some constructive criticism about the league or just either the content itself, you know, about the league. You know, just mostly trying to get you guys feedback on anything about the GGBL in general. Is it what could make it better in your mind?
That's ball 2. 2 balls.
Or are you just such a staunch GGBL lifer that everything's golden, man? Just keep doing what you're doing. Which would be a fine answer, but you know, I'm hoping for a little bit more constructive feedback that hopefully will spur on some new ideas and make 26 as best as it can be.
Too high. Ball. Ball in.
Little foul tip action. And you know, even another question too would be, why do you watch?
Now playing second.
What's the main reason that you watch? Is it just because you guys are nice people and you just want to support my little projects? Or is it for a more deeper reason than that? A more realistic reason than that? Do you guys actually have fun watching this? Is it background noise? Like, you know, you got to be honest with me. Because there's got to be something. There's got to be something to improve it. There just has to be. Have I ever played the Blitz, the League, too? No, I haven't.
3 balls. 1 strike.
No, I have not.
Ball 3.
It's related to your question. Oh, God, do I want to know? Do I need more injury? Do I need injuries turned on? Because that's what I'm reminded of with Blitz, the
1 ball.
League.
2 strikes.
People breaking their femurs. Is that what I need? Mena? Literally the only reason that I don't have injuries turned on in this league is because people break a nail, you know, or they're out for, you know, a couple days. They need rest, you know, just whatever. So it just gets hard to manage 30 teams. But the good thing is if I did turn on injuries in 26, then maybe that one would kind of relax a little bit on the injury front. Oh, you got a stolen base attempt there, but nope. Mike Ellis going to fly out. So 2-2 game, bottom 8. 2 down here. Pitching is going to have to clutch up. We got Admiral Holyfield here for the AL. If you guys don't remember where he's from, this is San Antonio. 28 years old. It's taken him a little while to kind of get going here. He's had a couple nice seasons over the last 3 years, getting that batting average and OBP up. But he's definitely been somebody that's been a slow cooker. Vibe says, I think the reboot will go really well. I like the custom aspect and creating the world. Okay. So the universe building is kind of what you like. The lore, the story. Need to kind of lean more into that, I think, which would be perfect because I do have something in mind for why the GGBL was created and why that these major leaguers are playing in it. Sure, you can kind of figure out
No, he's in.
and fill in the blanks there. Highway Cowboy, what I loved about that game was that it's a football game with a custom league, but what made me really get immersed into the game was that the load screen would give out short stories. Okay. Short stories like
Ladies and gentlemen,
like
your attention please.
some player lore or something. Like, what was it? Yeah, it was load screen. He just said, okay.
Number 26. Leading off for the
Yeah, on league lore. Gotcha. Yeah. So, yeah, maybe I need more of that stuff.
Ball 4.
The tough part about that, I will say, is just being consistent with your stories and like documenting it somewhere. Because like you have to be all in. You got to know it. You got to know it inside and out. Oh, nice play. That is a beautiful play at first base. Whew.
Now batting, number 13.
That bunt was perfect, but not perfect enough. Kellen says I just have always liked custom leagues in baseball, so this is perfect. So Kellen, like you're a perfect example of like you look at this and you'd eat it up, you know? Like there's nothing you would really change, because I'm kind of like you, where like I'm such a baseball nut that anything like deep, anything like this, like I'm good with any of it. Like just give me a little bit of baseball and I'm good, you know? But I kind of what I really want to do, my biggest goal with this is, and it's always been this way, and I think in some sense the execution of that has fallen flat a little bit. It's always been trying to knock your guys' socks off. Like, I'll just say that. It's always been trying to like, whoa, that's cool, or whoa, that's creative, whoa, that's a different thing. And I just hope that some of the things that I've got plans for 26 with this league is definitely gonna do just that. But hey, what about a pinch hit jack? A walk-off pinch hit jack. Mike Sexton. A walk-off in the All-Star game. I don't think we've ever had that happen. I don't think we've ever seen that. A pinch hit, walk-off blast in the All-Star game. And I think Josh was the only one who took the AL. And I couldn't even tell you where Mike Sexton plays. I think he plays for the Mighty Beavers, actually. I'm pretty sure. So the AL, they got it done, guys. We got great plays out there by Woodrow receivers. The offense, they only had 4 hits, but they had 3 runs. So how about that? They bookend it. First inning, 1 run. 9th inning, 1 run. So, yeah, we got to look and see where Mike Sexton is. I feel like he's still with Vancouver. He's been kind of all over the place. Nope. Maybe LA. I think that he signed a... No. Wow. Okay. Yeah, dummy. NL. Those are NL. Mike Sexton. Okay, so he got out of Vancouver. Wasn't really playing. And then all of a sudden, boom. Hits 20 home runs. 31 stolen bases. He's always been able to steal. He's been a good player. He's just never really had an opportunity, but now he's making the most of it there. Okay, so for Chicago. So the Chicago Breeze finally get a little bit of love. Let's see. Josh says, for me, the fun of the league and my appeal was it being a baseball league with customs in franchise. It's something that I loved. Also, for me, maneuvering my channel points to find ways to build my way into the lore and talents of the league. Yep. Okay. All right. That's good to hear. It's good feedback, guys. So keep it coming. Definitely more news to come out as I progress throughout the creation of GGBL 26. But if you guys come up with something, and I know that's kind of my job as the content creator, please let me know. If you come across something like, hey, man, I saw this creator do this or this creator do that, and maybe that would be kind of cool for the GGBL. You can even do something in season, like maybe in season 2 we try something a little different. But let me know what you guys are thinking about that possible like live stream idea, either on YouTube or on the Purple platform, which would be they would just run during the day, so everybody kind of gets their GGBL fix in during the week or something. Or it could be like on a Sunday afternoon. I can't really stream Sunday afternoon, but at least it kind of keeps the GGBL going a little bit, and no commentary from me or anything. You guys would just have the game on. I don't know, just an idea. Just kind of keeps the wheels spinning a little bit for GGBL. Just keeps it relevant, keeps it moving, keeps it going, and maybe it's top 10 plays of the week or something, like a little short on YouTube, top 10 plays of the week. Just little things like that I'd be interested to see if you guys would even support or watch. But okay, Rashad is in the house. Icon02, hello GG99 chat. Hello. We're working through the All-Star game here, Rashad. Game's over now. AL defeated the NL. Most everybody in the chat took the NL, and they lost. So I'm one of those. Only one person is Josh, took the AL. So fortunately for him, he got it done. All right, so I'm going to turn on auto for signing draft picks, although that doesn't really matter to us these days with 23 coming near a close. So trade deadline, we're going to go sim past it. There's nothing for us to really consider at this point. I know that it's the last season of gameplay and everything and all that, and it'd be cool if we could make trades and do some things so some teams have a chance to win, but I am going to sim past it. Okay, so because we got to keep moving. We got to keep moving through this thing. So, hey, Vancouver's 67-45. They are still in first place. The Grizzlies, man, it is crazy. It's crazy. I don't understand it. I really don't get it. The Grizzlies, they're fourth overall. The power, the contact, the pitching, and they're 11 games under 500, guys. The Beavs have 67 wins. Look at this monstrosity happening inside the NL Central. It's always like this, isn't it? The Monarchs at 500, and they're winning the division. The Swinger 2 games under, and they're a game back. The Sun Sox 70 wins. Good Boys falling off a little bit, but they still got a really good record. Very good record. In fact, they're just about the same as the Mighty Beavers. So if the Good Boys were in the West, they'd be challenging the Mighty Beavers. But three-way race out there in the NL East. Sun Sox winning that one right now. The Sting in second. Firebirds 65-46. That's actually pretty tight. That's actually crazy. That is crazy. The AL West, the Coyotes are 8-2 in their last 10. They're 11 games above 500. I did not see that happening. I thought they were dead in the water. That is crazy to me. There's 4 teams in the West. Not everybody's going to make it. That's crazy, guys. I mean, look at the wild card. Cyclones, Coyotes, Nuggets. Wow. That's unfortunate because some of these teams, like the Pizzazz, I guess these West teams are earning it, but the Pizzazz, they might get knocked out. Just because the Coyotes want to win 6 straight games. Just because. Getting close, getting tight here in the Central for the AL. Maples, Reapers, Jacks. And the Mallards in first place there. The Pizzazz, again, they're 7.5 back from the Mallards. So it's not like they can get in through the divisional win. They got to get in to the wild card in order to get the W here. Pretty crazy. Okay, so let's take a look at the awards races real quick. Of course, Kevin Stoitz. Why the heck not? Okay, we got to mark this. He's at 394. So as we continue to sim, we don't want to get into we don't want to get into a spot where we miss his 400th home run. Like maybe we'll do it, like I said, a player lock or something, and we'll try to hit one out for him. But yeah, the man's got 394 career home runs. He's continuing to rake. He keeps winning it all the time. Go figure that. Freddie Scruggs, he started off the season hot on opening day, and he has not looked back. This is crazy to me. I never would have anticipated that Freddie Scruggs would be a guy. He's from Montana, you know, that he would ever be a guy that would even be close to this. But Aguero, that's a little harsh, right? Scruggs got 16 more RBIs, 70 less batting average points. Hayden Carver, 26 less RBIs. That's the only reason that Scruggs is up there is because of the ribbies. We've got Trigg, Tommy Cummings continuing to pitch well. Gatsby Grimm, 14-3 now. Salsa's up there. Carson Silva, Spencer Clark. So there you go, Mena, right there. Tony Salsa. Jupe Rana, 332 with Von Dietrich and Cannon. Anything can happen. 8 points in batting average. Could swing either way. Batting average, yep. So we got Lederman, Carver, and Aguero. Lederman's hitting 348. That's insane. Jose Gonzalez, 1.21 ERA. Stevens and Skarsgård, Hoffman, Creed, and Rosado. And then we got Rookie of the Year. No familiar names. So let's see. Vibe says... Let's see what you guys are saying here. Okay, home run champion. Oh, yeah. Right? KKM. Let's see who's actually leading the league in home runs. Actually hits. Mike Ellis in hits. Stoitz, Cannon, Terry Haas, Tyron Rex, Pinkard, Ferrari, Kobayashi, Hall, Coop Waller, Letterman, Pinkard. Okay. Doubles, Ryan Berner. There you go, Josh. Brody Boatwright. Man, that's a name that's gotten lost over the years, man. Brody Boatwright. Just completely lost. Jupe Rana, 32 doubles. Home runs, Aiden Oliver and Stoitz tied at 32. And KKM at 29. What's he got going on here? 29 bombs. Whoa. 20 less home runs than last year. Batting average is dipped. OBP is dipped. He had a career year in Minnesota. And then Clifford Durham, Scruggs, Andino. Joe Cotter, Carver. Okay. And then Ribbies. Okay. Stoitz and Scruggs leading the way with Ribbies. Stolen bases, you got Levine, Cannon, Traxler. Scott Gonzalez with the Nuggets. I keep forgetting that. He's no longer with the good boys. Ferrari, Rex, Kobayashi, Mondesir. DEG. Okay. All right, we will continue on. August, we'll get simmed. So we're on the pizzazz. Look at how many wins they're rattling off. But no, they got cold. They got real cold, guys. Oh, man. How do you do that? You start off the month hot. But then look at this. They got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 straight losses. And then you back this up with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 straight losses. Wow. They're 70 and 69, and the Revolution have caught them. Oof. The Mallards, 84 and 55. Reapers have taken over first place. The Jacks are falling apart. Maples are 5 and 5. Nuggets are playing well. Coyotes are still continuing to play well. The Cyclones still above 500. What is going on? And even despite all of that, the Pizzazz are still in it. 2.5 back. The Revolution, 2. Man, this is going to be tight. The Revolution and the Pizzazz. And then they got to hope that the Coyotes they got to fall off, right? But the Cyclones have also lost 5 games in a row too, so they're kind of keeping the pizzazz in it. Maples Hammers with I think a month left, right? Yeah, we're in September. 1 month left to try to make up 4 games somehow, some way. Sun Sox, Sting, and Good Boys. The Good Boys, 81 and 57. They're making the playoffs. They have to. They have to. Feels like the Swing have been in first place for a little while. I know the Monarchs kind of challenged them a little bit, but looks like the Swing have got hot. 8-2 in the last 10, 3-game streak. They're 10 games up. Monarchs are 4 games down. Mighty Beavers still holding on strong. Grizzlies kind of coming back a little bit, guys. They're 4 games under 500, but they're 6.5 back. I don't know if they're going to make that up. I mean, I think the NL is pretty much decided, guys. Sting, Good Boys, and Gauchos. But then on the AL side, like, it's always this way. On the AL, I feel like. The AL is just a CF all the time. But look what we have here, guys. New York and Boston, very, very late in the season. So what I'm going to do, I am going to look here real quick. We've got a huge matchup there, San Francisco and Colorado. I think there's some interesting races that are happening here. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to simulate all the way to the 16th, and then we're going to get an idea here. So we're going to do 28-man rosters. We're going to do this 30 times. Because I'm not interested in doing that right now. Bear with me. This is what I have to do all the time, guys. So bear with me with September call-ups. But okay, so we're here at the 16th. I want to see what we're looking at. So the Good Boys, we're still hanging in there. Okay, so we've clinched. Everybody here has clinched. It's official. There's nothing left to decide with that. Grizzlies, 5 games back from the Gauchos, unless the Gauchos like completely fall off the face of the earth. AL has not been decided yet. The Mallards have clinched their division with 93 wins. They'll probably get more. Reapers, that division's still up for grabs. Firebirds are in, but the wild card is yet to be decided, guys. You got Pizzazz, Hammers, and the Revolution are 5.5 back. So really, we got to look at Pizzazz, Hammers, and Jacks. Maybe even the Cyclones a little bit. So let's go over here to, so we got Columbus, Michigan. The Hammers have they got a tough matchup here too. They got a 3-game set with Vancouver. Who else? The Jacks, they get Minnesota or the Wisconsin. I do that all the time. I might have to switch this for Minnesota. Like I might have to like flip them around. It should be a W instead of M for Maples. I get them mixed up. So they get OKC. Ooh, that's gonna be tough right here, isn't it? Let's do it. Let's sim. Oh, they swept them. They swept them. OKC, they're falling off. That really helped New York because they lost this series. Wow, dude, they're just falling apart, man. They're falling apart. All right, so we already know that they've been eliminated from the division. The Jacks winning 6 straight games. They're 2.5 back from Iowa. So the Nuggets are in. Firebirds are in. So they've clinched no matter what happens. They've clinched that wild card spot. So there's only 2 more wild card spots left to be had. Elimination number being 5. The Jacks are still in it. The Pizzazz are in it. The Hammers are still in it. So you got to hope, if you're the Coyotes, that you don't completely blow up. I think it's just going to come down to that last wild card spot for the AL. So we got basically 4 teams to watch here. Cyclones, Hammers, Pizzazz, and Jacks. Cyclones, Hammers, Pizzazz, and Jacks. Okay. I think that's where I'm going to leave off, guys. Yep, that's where I'm going to leave off tonight. So we've got the last week of the regular season. Actually, you know what? Maybe I think we can go a little bit further because I can eliminate an entire stream if I keep going. If we have to play some games, though, that's not going to happen tonight. So that would be its own separate stream. But if we don't need to play any games, like we can just keep simming. If the CPU figures it out on its own, then that'll set us up for the playoffs. So let's just follow along with the Hammers here. So they get a win, they get a loss, they get a win. So they win a series. New York wins a series. No, they split, but now they've got a victory there against Boston. That will help them. Let's see. Iowa split, and then they get a 3-game set against Wisconsin. The Jacks get swept. Oh, no. But this might be huge, actually. Look at this. A 3-game series, the Jacks and the Hammers. The Jackhammers. And then you get OKC. Okay, it's late. You get OKC against a very tough Vancouver team in a 3-game set. So, hey, if you lose 3 straight games, you allow your opponent to get back in it. So the Coyotes have made it, and I didn't think that was going to be an issue. Like I said, it's going to come down to that final game, or that final spot, I should say. So you got Hammers, Cyclones, Pizzazz, Maples, and Jacks. So I think the Jacks are toast. I think they're toast. Losing those 3 games, that definitely did not help them. So you got Maples on 4-game streak. Their elimination number is 2. So we could actually sim there. And, okay. Minnesota, yeah, Minnesota's done. Pittsburgh gets a victory. So now what are we looking at? Ooh, New York. They got a victory there. I think New York's done, right? Nope. New York's a game back. So the Maples are done. Cyclones, they're down 2 games back. So now it's between the Hammers and the Pizzazz. So the elimination number's 2 for the Pizzazz. So even if they lose here, they're still in it. Okay, so they win. Oh boy. Oh boy. We go down to game 162. And it could, yeah, look at that. There we go. There we go. We're going to get full game action, guys. We're going to get 2 games. We're going to get 2 games tomorrow night. I will go live tomorrow to keep this momentum moving here. So Pizzazz and Hammers, 2 separate matchups, but each one, if they win, let's just do a little, what if type scenario here. Crazy that the good boys made it again. Just crazy. So let's do a little what if scenario just so we can kind of eliminate some things in our night, right? Let's see. So we're looking at the Pizzazz. So if the Pizzazz win and Minnesota wins, what are we looking at? So the Pizzazz get in with a win. And a Pittsburgh loss. Okay, so a Pittsburgh loss and a Pizzazz win gets them in, obviously, because they've got 84. Yeah, I guess that's what it's going to come down to. I really want to see what happens if they tie, like if they both do the same thing. If there's a win and a win, like they both win or they both lose. Nope, that's not going to cut it. I need them to be tied. Okay. So if the Hammers win, they get in, right? 84 wins. Don't mind me. I want to see who owns the tiebreaker. So Boston will get a win. I'm going to actually back out. I will save over season 9 or season 8. Actually, I'll save over this one. That way we can load this if we need to again. And then, okay, so Pittsburgh loses and New York loses. So that's actually perfect. So what happens here? Hammers and Pizzazz are tied at 83 wins. So who gets it? Who gets it? Is it runs scored? If so, the Pizzazz get it. Is it division? If so, the Pizzazz would get it. Is it home record? Or would it be some sort of weird tiebreaker? But either way, it looks like the Pizzazz have a lot of stuff going in their favor here. So let's advance and see what happens. Pittsburgh still gets in. So might be head-to-head record. So if they both lose, or if they both win, the Hammers will get in with 83 wins. So that is something to think about here. Definitely. I'd like to see, when did they play New York? Just so I can understand the tiebreaker a little bit better here. So they haven't even played New York in 2 months. Okay, so they won the series here against New York, 2-1. They don't get New York again until... Wow. What in the world? They don't get New York until here? Okay, so they won the series there. 2-1. Yeah, I think it's head-to-head matchup. Yeah, and then they got a 3-1 victory there in September. So that's what cost New York is here. But, hey, I mean, again, all you got to do if you're New York is just win. Just win the game. But you got to hope that Pittsburgh loses. So if you win, you're in, as long as your opponent loses. If you win and they win, well, Pittsburgh's in. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to start with Pittsburgh just because, well, you know, maybe we start with New York. We start with New York, we got to know what they're going to do, right? It matters whatever they do. If they win, they have a chance. If they lose, they don't. If they lose, they don't have a chance because even if Pittsburgh loses or wins, it won't matter because Pittsburgh's going to make it no matter what. So we're going to start with New York. And again, that is pretty much it, right? So the AL has been figured out except for that third wild card spot. The Mallards have won their division, best record in the league with 98 wins. The Reapers are back into the playoffs. Firebirds will win their division. Nuggets, Coyotes. The Coyotes making the postseason is crazy to me. I did not have that on my card there at all. The Good Boys winning their division. The Good Boys making the playoffs I did not have on my radar at all. And it's especially a really good record. 94-67 is a very good record. The Sting tying with the Sun Sox. I didn't even notice that. The Sting tying 95-66. That'll be interesting too, because I wonder who the Sting get. They get Miami, and Orlando gets Carolina. So that'll be interesting just to see who gets that division, so they can just claim they're in the playoffs. So it doesn't really matter, but you know, there's some pride there that we were division champs, right? The Swing get in at 88 wins. The Mighty Beavers at 95. I think the Mighty Beavers. When was the last time? I mean, have they ever made the playoffs? Yes. Okay. 2030. So that was a season ago. No, 2031 was a season ago. So season 8, they made it. Season 8, they made it. Right. Season 9 was 31. Season 10 is now. Yep. And lost in the wild card. Okay. Well, there you have it. So the playoffs have been set, guys. The only thing we got to figure out is hammers and pizzazz. So with that, I will see you guys back here tomorrow night for Draymond Cope against Jewel Carver. New York versus Boston, and they're on the road. They're on the road. They're looking for a 4-game winning streak and a sweep just to get in to the postseason. But like I said, again, if Pittsburgh matches them, they don't get in. What a heartbreaking way to end your season that would be, huh? You go on a 4-game winning streak, you sweep your rival Boston, and yet still Pittsburgh finds a way to match you and they punch their ticket. That would be so heartbreaking. But anyway, guys, leave a like if you like this thing. I'll see you here tomorrow night. Probably going to go live maybe 9:30 potentially, and we'll finish this season up. No playoffs tomorrow. That would be a little bit later, probably over the weekend possibly. But we'll see, because again, I'm going to try to knock out as much as GGBL 26 prep when 26 comes out, and Minnesota Twins franchise that I can get done as much as possible. So, and it's good timing too, because then we can kind of marinate a little bit and sit on the postseason for season 10 and get our picks in and all that, right? A little preview, all that stuff. So hope you guys enjoyed the stream. I will catch you guys tomorrow for the playoff push game 162s. It'd be fun if we can get 2 games, but we might only even get 1. It might be a very, very short stream. Either way, I'll talk to you guys then. As always, thank you so much for watching, and peace.